Hello, my spooky ooky pookies. How are we? Yes, disclaimer. I am recording this the same day that I have recorded my spooky season TBR. I know. But when you paint a mug like this, it can't go to waste. So this is a video that I am recording the same day I've just changed my t-shirt. And speaking of this t-shirt, can we take a moment? Little girl's face, like, oh, what is your favorite scary movie? Oh, Cindy. And the back, like, he's cute. He's cute, whatever. It's from Primark, £10. If you see it, grab it because it is a great t-shirt. I have wore this in the gym. I have wore this out and about. I wore this to my uni opening day and everyone complimented it. They were like, that t-shirt is fierce. Where's it from? Now you know. It's from Primark. It's £10. If you find the hoodies that match this, let me know, babes, because I am on the hunt. The Liverpool one does not have them and I am appalled because I think it was last year I bought the Freddy vs. Jason one. I still wear that. Like, it has seen its day. Like, it is on the verge of death. But I still wear it because I am a spooky ooky honey. Like, bitch, I am scary. I'm not, but I love scary things. And as you can see, my bookshelf behind me, it's got a few little spaces. You should see this little one. This little one looks absolutely abysmal because I have took out 10 books that I look forward to reading. Let's just hold here for a moment. There's our thumbnail, babes. There is. It's stunning. Stunning. Let's get into some of these books. A lot of these books I have picked up this year. Some, I'm just having a little nosy at the time. You could say, oh, no, no, no. You've got to wait, honey. You can't be jumped. Slow down. You can't be jumping to try and see what I have here. I will show you in good time. In good time. So if I was you, go and get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a hot chocolate or whatever your beverage of choice is. Mine right now is water because we need to stay hydrated. Just sippy sippy. Okay, so the first book I'm going to, these are in no, like, specific. I would say it's Pacific, as in the ocean. No, specific order. These are just as I've grabbed them, what I am really looking forward to read. Like, I want to read all the books I own. Obviously, that's why I've bought them, but some books get put a little bit higher than others. And the first book is A Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. So this is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And don't you hate these? Like, oh, why did they do that? Like, I hate it. I'd rather you just do it as a sticker so I can peel it off when I've not got nails on. But this is the sequel that follows Pip. I'm assuming another crime is committed and she's obviously going to have a little look at this. I don't know a lot. Like I've said multiple times already, I go into my books blind, and obviously this is the second to the trilogy of that series. So actually, it's not even a trilogy anymore. It's a full series, isn't it? Because the 5 Survive is a prequel, isn't it? So yeah, the series. I can't wait to read this. I really enjoyed the first one. I think this is actually smaller as well to the first book, but I've seen the size of the third book and whoo, it's a big boy. It's a big boy there. So hopefully I get to this soon. I am actually meant to be doing a buddy read with one of my friends on Bookstagram with this. We'll get to do that really soon. We always plan to do it and it never happens. I think it's because we are so busy or something goes down and we just end up absolutely up the wall with everything. But we will get to this one day because I do not want to read it without her. I have actually borrowed this copy out to my sister. My sister absolutely loved it. She's actually got the third copy, so I'm going to borrow the third copy from her and read this. The second book that I have brought to the table, and just from it, look how floppy. Like, if you're from the UK, like, you see Americans and their floppy books. Like, every book is like this. Very rare in the UK we get a floppy book like that does not move. This flops, and not in the bad way. But this is The Fury by Alex Michaelides. Bloody hell, that was a tongue tie. This is a new release. This actually came out this year. He is the author of Asylum Patient, which I read earlier. Not even earlier this year, like 2 months ago at this point. And this is based in Greece. Yeah, in Greece. And I actually picked this up because I read The Liars by Catherine Fleet. I will actually show you that because that was such a good book. Another thriller based in Greece. This was so good. So I actually, when I read this and was like, okay, I actually do enjoy tropical holiday thrillers, I was like, I need to pick this up. And at the time I was meant to be going away. I didn't end up going away, guys and theys and thems. I do not discriminate here, babes. But I didn't end up going away, so that's why it didn't get read. Otherwise, it would have been coming on holiday with me. So I'm really excited to read this. If you've read this, let me know. I know a lot of people say that his writing is addictive. I found The Silent Patient very addictive. I flew through that book in 24 hours, which is very rare. Before I show this book, I read the first. And I was sort of impressed. Like, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't overly, oh my god, over it. But obviously I bought the first and the second together, so I do have to read it just to see where the story goes, because I did like the ending to the first book. And that is The Housemaid's Secret by Frida McFadden. I just don't know if Frida McFadden is for me. I do have a couple of her books, so I do need to read them, because I have The Housemaid's Secret, and Never Lie. I think Never Lie. Trust your gut, Al. You know your books. Come on. So I do need to read this. My mother was actually the one to get me on to Frida McFadden. She read The Housemaid a while ago and was like, Elle, you need to read this. So I went out and bought both copies, and she also has a third one on Kindle. So if I did like this, I would carry on the series. But if I don't like this, I'm definitely not carrying on the series. Because I'm not saying the bad books, they're just... I think when you see an author release so much so quickly, like in this year alone, I think she's released like 4 or 5 books, and good on you, honey. Like, great for you. Like, you get that coin while you can. But it just, as an advocate for readers and good books, I just don't know if you can actually write that many books in a year and release them and put them out and they be good. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather you take a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years to write a book and it be good, and then take 2-3 months write a book. Because we know she's not an indie author. She's a fully published author, so it takes time. So the fact that these are flying out like this, I'm like, hon, how quick are you writing these? But I will definitely get to this someday soon. This book I picked up, I don't know much of it, mind the sticker. With nails on, I can't get it off. But this is The Serial Killer's Wife by Alex Hunter. Alice Hunter, not Alex. Alice Hunter. I got this mainly because of Book Talk. I think it was Book Talk or Bookstagram. It was like thrillers were everywhere, and everyone was raving about this. And the thoughts of being married to a serial killer, and I'm assuming she doesn't know about it. Just how could I not? And I also seen that it's now on Paramount Plus as a thingy. Another one of those bloody fake sticks that you can't get off. I know there's going to be no publishers here. I'm very small, I've just started. But who published this book? Avon. If you are to release this book again, can we have this as a sticker? Or, one better, put it in about the author or something, that it's now on Paramount Plus. because this on covers drives me insane. The next book, it's a bit of a controversial one because I have not read it. And I think I picked this up way back. And that is Buddy by Minor Award. I picked this up because it was pink. And I actually got this before I read Rouge, which I still haven't reviewed. So I think I actually have to like reread Rouge because I do remember enjoying it. So Bunny, it's dark academia, I think. The reason I haven't read this is I know a lot of people love it, but a lot of people also say it reminds them of 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl or something like that, I think. And I haven't read that, so if I don't plan to read it, I'm pretty sure I'll be fine. Like, bloody hell, that is bright. Like, that is radiating onto my blush. Like, so sell me this in the comments below. Sell me this book, because I will read it eventually. But I just need a little push. Push it at me. Ram it down my bloody throat if you have to, Queen, because I need to read this book. Sorry. I didn't mean to slap you like that. My aggression. I'm so sorry. Someone ring my therapist because the aggression's coming. The book is actually a Stephen King book, and it is Joyland. I have a love-hate relationship with Stephen King. Obviously, if you have not read, but watched my read along to Hacks, I do talk about Stephen King and why I have a love-hate relationship with him. But if you have not, I will obviously tell you why. Because I think there's a lot of political views, there's a lot of sexual things within his books, there's a lot of everything, there's a lot of mindsets of like homophobia and things like that in quite a few of his books. And for someone who is a part of the LGBTQIA plus community, honey, I put the T into LGBTQIA plus. It scares me a little bit, and not in the way I want to be scared, because it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. But this book is a nice short book of like 200 and some, like 200, under 300 pages. And I have heard everyone rave about this. It's based in a amusement park. I love, because I read, what's it called? Candy Kills? Is it that what it's called? Oh, I read that last year and it was so good. And that was based in a theme park. And I read Hyde. Well, I actually DNF'd Hyde. It's somewhere hiding up there, Kirsten White. Hon, that book was atrocious. But I'm hoping this is everything that I was wanting from like Hyde. And I'm hoping it's on par with the other book that it is. Obviously, I'll link all these books. Well, I won't link them, but I'll write them because I don't know how to link. But Stephen King. It's the only Stephen King book that I have. Not that I have a whole shelf of Stephen King, but this is a newer one that I bought from Henry Bond Books for £3, and I've been on the hunt for this everywhere, so. Oh. Yeah. Stephen King. Yes. The next book. I bought this on a whim because it's been out for a while, and I was in the hospital. Not personally, I was visiting, and I was in the W.H. Smith based in the hospital, and I wanted a little book to have with me because I didn't have one. So I picked this up, and it was Yellowface by Rebecca F. Kwang. I was looking at this when it first came out in hardcover, way back when, and I always wanted it. Thinking the corner. This is why I hate about paperback books, is they are so fragile. Like me, I'm so fragile. I'm just a girl. But this book is basically, I'm sure if I remember correctly, it's a writer that takes on someone else's story and publishes it as their own, and bad things happen. And I know it is is it a translated book? I'm sure this is a translated book, which I love. I love reading things from different ethnic backgrounds. I'm not 100% sure if this is. Please correct me if I am wrong, but I am 70% sure that this is a translated book. So And I love that because, you know, it's always good to educate yourself, and what people find scary in one part of the world to another is completely different on cultural bases. Like, that is something that we need to widen our horizons on. So I am really looking forward to reading this. I do not know when, but hopefully very soon. Because if it is what I think it is, it's going to be great. A nice little thriller. Well, the next two books, actually, I have spoken about a lot on Bookstrom when I bought these, and I still not read them. I know. I am a bad person. I am awful. How could I be an ookie spooky booky queen and be this bad? Like, ugh. Um, first one is Jennifer Thorne's Diavola. This was another book that was coming with me on holiday with The Fury. I wanted to call it The Liars then, but that's not The Liars. It's similar to that. But this is another book that is based in a different country. This is based, I think it's Italy. Yeah, I think. Italy. And it's a haunted house type vibe. And I really fell in love with this blurb, and I really loved this cover because, like, I'd love to have this on the wall. Like, yeah. 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 And it is a short book, like it is like 300 and something pages, which is that is my like sweet spot when it comes to books, is like 300 to 350 pages. That's like the sweet spot for me. Like if a book's around that, I will really enjoy it. And looking at this, like obviously now I don't have my glasses on, but I actually not lost, but my glasses got damaged a couple of weeks ago, and we spoke about this in my reading vlog of hacks. I would have to read like this, whereas now I actually have glasses again, so font sizes aren't too bad. And to be fair, it's not bad. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. And the other book that I've spoke a lot about on Bookstagram, and it's another floppy book, like, yes. And that is Gretchen Falcon Martin's Manhunt. Funny thing about this is I have actually heard that a trans producer is actually taking this book and putting it into, I think it's either a TV or a movie adaptation, which I love seeing trans representation. And the reason for that is because these trans characters involved in this book, which is so rare to see myself in a horror book. A lot of them are just very cis, heterosexual things. Like I know a lot of gays, hey queens, are getting into horror about fucking time because, honey, I'm an advocate reader of horror, and I've never come across a trans person in any of my books yet. And this has trans people in, so I can't wait to read it. And the cover, like the plums in the bag, it's such a fun like twist, like the plums, obviously the hunting man. It's just, I love it. The only thing I hate about this book is this, like, it's not a full cover. Like when I bought this, as you can see, there's an actual like crease in this part. It's because it got creased in the bag, and I literally had it in the bag for 20 minutes, and I was fuming. People, like, come on, it's not going to cost you anymore to put an extra inch on here. Like, come on, it's there to protect the book. And now I have like a couple of pages of this that are damaged, and that makes me so sad because I'm someone who really takes pride in my books. I don't crack the spine, and I know that to some people, you can do that, you know, you can crack your spine, you can like write in them and do whatever you like with them. They're your books, you know, you do you, boo. Me personally, I do not. I like to keep them like my prized possessions. These are my babies. I'm not planning on having children, but my books are my babies. So, not 9 out of 10 times, I do not. I'm sorry. 9 out of 10 times I do not buy books if it does have this little missing piece, but I couldn't help myself. I have heard really good things about this and this author in general. I know that she has another book. I don't want to say she may not be, she might be there, book. I know Gretchen has got other books, and I know Cuckoo, which I have not read, but I know it has been turned into a movie starring, what's her name? Thingy from Euphoria. Other trans representation. I can't think of her name off the top of my head right now, but I have not seen that movie. I do plan to see that movie, but I want to read the book first, but I don't want to buy that book until I've read this book. It's a fight and battle inside my head, honey. So I'm hoping to get to this. I'm hoping to maybe read this in November. Not November. My November already is getting a bit full. Maybe December or January, because I don't read so much in January. So if I can have a little few books like this that I'm really looking forward to reading, I may just put them into January's to start the new year off right. And finally, we are on the 10th book of what I plan to read very soon. And this book I have seen everywhere. And I mean everywhere. I've seen it on BookTube. I've seen it on BookTok. I've seen it on Bookstagram. I've seen it on Facebook, because I am a part of like thriller and horror groups on Facebook. I have seen this book everywhere. And when I see a book everywhere, I automatically go, either, okay, I need to read that book, or okay, this is too mainstream, so I'm not going to like this. I'll give it a couple of months and then I'll buy it. That's what I did with this book. And that is Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. And to be honest, I wouldn't have bought this book if it was in Waterstones for a tenner, or whatever the actual recommended price of this is. Yeah, it's $9.99. But I was walking through the TK Maxx, and every now and then they have a little, in my TK Maxx anyway, they have little golden gems when it comes to books, and this is one of them, and it was only £3.29. So I thought, for £3.29, how could I say no? And from what I have heard, there's like really creepy pictures in here, like, because it's like a kid drawing them, and everyone's like, they dread seeing these pictures. Oh, I actually really like that picture. That's great. Oh, because I actually, to be honest, this is the first time I'm flicking through it. Okay. See, if I had a child that drew pictures like this, I'd be like, you're definitely my child. Like, baby. Mwah. Kisses, kisses, kisses. Mwah. Good thing I'm not having children, because my children will probably be so desensitized. It'll be quite scary, because I'm quite desensitized. I've spoken to a lot of people about, like, a lot of these popular books that people are finding scary or creepy. I'm not finding scary or creepy. I'm finding them, like, relatively boring. And everyone's like, Ella, you're crazy to think that. I'm like, well, if the shoe fits, call me bloody cinders. But this is a book that I wasn't in no rush to buy, but I seen it on a great bargain, and now I have it, and I have seen a lot of people talk about it. And now that I have actually flicked through some of the pictures, I really want to read this now. Yeah, so, But that is 10 books that I am really looking forward to reading. Obviously, there's a lot more. As you can see in my collection behind me, I think I have, at this point, well and truly over 100. It might even be close to 2 at this point. But if you are interested in seeing all my books, I will happily sit down and record a book tour of everything I do have. And just out of the blue, I do want to say, I have finally hit my Goodreads target. So when I set my Goodreads target up earlier, obviously the very beginning of this year, I set it as 12 books. And I flew through 12 real quick. I was like, okay, so let's put this higher. Let's make this more challenging. And I put it up to, I think it was 16. I was like, because at this point my reading was slowing down a little bit. And then it flew back up, and I was like, oh, okay, let's put it to 20. Put it to 20, and then we hit 20. Actually, Hex was our 20th book of this year. So I'm hoping by the end of this year, I can make that to 30. will soon see. You can arrest me. Like, put me in cuffs and arrest me if I do not hit 30 this year. Because now I have put it in to the universe. And there's video evidence of me saying that I am going to reach 30 books. So if I do not reach 30 books, I give you authority to arrest me. Yeah, do it nice and tight. Who am I? Like, it's the nails. It's the nails and the makeup that's done this. Because when I don't have my makeup and my nails on, I'm sitting there and I'm like, hi. So, I'm reading. But anywho, thank you so much for joining me today in this very strange video. I'm hoping that you can actually see parts of my personality in these videos now. Because that's the main reason I did start this channel, was to show you more of me and show you my personality. Because I think with Bookstagram, as much as I love Bookstagram, 90 seconds is not a lot of time. I'm not on Book Talk. Maybe if you want me there, I may go over. So let me know in the comment section down below if you would like to see me on Book Talk. But up to now, we are Bookstagram and Booktube, and we're gonna work on this and grow this platform into an ooky spooky kooky platform. Yes. Arrest me. Arrest me. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have seen some books that you can add to your TBR. And if you have read any of these books, please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of these books. And force me to read these. Otherwise, arrest me. Arrest me. Okay? I am going, because I am going to get into my reading mindset. Let's get through the troop. And I may actually sit there with a cup of coffee and edit a little bit first. But we're going off track. And have an amazing day wherever you are in the world. And I shall see you very soon. So stay safe, and thank you so much for joining me. I love you all, my spooky ooky booky bitches. Bye.